hands down, the highest performing marketing channel is underutilized. Why?
That's direct mail.
Direct mail.
Yeah. Let me read this latest study that came out. According to the 2022 Association of National Advertisers Response Rate Report, direct mail has an average ROI of 43%, which is higher than email, 32%, social media, 29%, paid search, 31%, and digital display, 28%. So it's over 10% higher ROI using direct mail. So there's just a stigmatism out there that direct mail, and I think it's because it's a fairly complex channel to get your arms around.
Yeah, so why aren't people utilizing direct mail?
Yeah, it's the complexity, the cost, because, the fear of unknown. It's not like a digital ad where you can go set a $5 budget and test a bunch of things. There's a lot of moving pieces and parts, and it's typically a significant investment. And so I think what happens is if you don't feel comfortable with it as a channel and know how to execute it properly, you probably just stay away from it. So I think the complexity of producing one of these things, you have data providers, you have creative, you have the U.S. Postal Service, you have regulation, you have all these things going on. And it's like, where do you start? How do you know my data is good? How do you know the Postal Service is going to do what they want to? How do I know this creative's good, that I have the right call to action? So it's very, very complex. So you can spend a lot of money and get nothing if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, here's where I'm excited about this whole deal too, because we just talked about the performance, how it's outperforming everybody else, right? And the reasons there's a ton of people not using it. So to me, I just smell opportunity.
Opportunity, yeah.
I mean, huge amounts of opportunity right now. If you can figure this out, which we have, then it's just a great way to kind of get introduced into this kind of this channel and actually boost your sales, boost your company, boost everything that you're doing by just integrating this into your system right now.
Yeah. In fact, yesterday I was talking to one of our clients and who was talking to me about their experience with direct mail, because they subscribe, maybe they follow all these brands. This is a guy friend of mine, and it was, he was talking to me about all these different online brands that they have that are pretty popular brands. And he said, I'd save it, I'd go sign up to get alerts, and I'd see all the specials, and I would never buy anything. And all of a sudden, I got a postcard from that company. And then I got another postcard from another company I was following. And you know what? Because that thing got there, it made me take the initiative, and I actually bought the product, So it's one of those things that you need email marketing, you need digital marketing, but there's always a place to introduce direct mail into your marketing mix. As Mike said, there's not that much competition out there because people are afraid of it. So it's a real opportunity for businesses.
This stat shocked me. We had kind of touched about this months ago. 36% of people under the age of 30 look forward to checking their mail.
Yeah.
So even if you think, this probably is not for my audience, they're younger, they're not checking their mail. Well, because I grew up in the digital age,
yep,
mail means a lot more. It feels a lot more serious. And also, I just think with all of the sensory tactics you can use with direct mail.
No question. There's nothing that replaces a physical piece of something that's been sent to you. That's why the 80%, open rate on direct mail as opposed to 20%. You had mentioned the stat about
80% of direct mail gets open versus only 20% of emails.
Yeah, and think about it. That's if you're really doing a good job on email. You get 20% that see it. Yeah. So when you think
talking about that though, Sean, I mean, really, I think that's what scares people about direct mail, because like what you said earlier, it's a significant investment.
Yep.
And if you're not doing it right, if you're not putting in the tracking, if you're not making it personalized, if you don't have the right audience, there's a lot of moving pieces and parts of it that if you don't do it right, then it, and that might be their experience, that I did direct mail before and it sucked. I didn't get anything in from it. But if you don't have those right things in place, then you are wasting your money, just like you would with email. Like, it's a less investment. You could do Facebook marketing, you could do LinkedIn marketing, but if you don't have the right calls to action, if you're not targeting the right audience, all of those will fail. It's just direct mail has a little bit higher volume of price. It's a little bit more expensive.
Listen, a good strategy, if you want to try direct mail, and we do this a lot of times, we'll flight digital ads, email and social ads. And then once we nail down the right messaging, because there's a lot of testing in that too, but it's a lot less expensive. once you find the right hook in email, in social, now you have the intelligence to go build your direct mail piece, and it's going to be somewhat predictable. So work all the messaging and testing out in digital, and then take what you learn and apply that to direct mail. You're taking a big component of risk out of it at that point. Because if it performs in digital and that message resonates there, it's going to resonate on the direct mail piece also.
That's great advice.
Yeah, that's
first way to get started, find what hook is working the best with your other marketing channels.
With the other marketing channels.
I mean,
apply.
define your audience too.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to figure out who your audience is, what their problem is, how you're solving it, and all of that story that you're putting together in your digital. Now you need to put it down on something hard coded and send it to them. And also, I mean, look, again, we always talk about this. We preach this religiously, that you don't want one channel. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So make sure direct mail is one of those channels. It is the highest performing of all the channels. So don't forget about it. And I think that's really what we want to preach. We don't want to say, hey, do only direct mail. We want to say include it. Don't exclude it.